Interview 1.
Welcome back to World Explorers. Today, we're speaking with James, a traveler who has been exploring different cultures for over a decade. James, thanks for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So, James, you've been to over 40 countries. What first inspired you to travel?
Well, it started when I was in university. I had the chance to study abroad in Spain for 6 months. It was such a life-changing experience, and after that, I knew I wanted to keep traveling and learning about different cultures.
That sounds amazing. What do you enjoy most about visiting new places?
For me, it's definitely meeting new people and experiencing their way of life. Every country is different, and you can learn so much by just talking to the locals. It really opens your mind to how diverse the world is.
I completely agree. Have you ever had any challenges while traveling?
Oh, definitely, language barriers can be tough, especially in countries where English isn't widely spoken. But you learn to adapt. I always try to learn a few basic phrases in the local language, and that usually helps.
That's a great tip. What advice would you give to someone who's never traveled abroad before?
Start with a country that's relatively easy to navigate and where English is spoken. Once you gain more confidence, you can venture to more off-the-beaten-path places.
Interview 2.
Hello and welcome to Healthy Living. Today, we have Sarah, a nutritionist, here to talk about the benefits of healthy eating habits. Thanks for joining us, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
So, Sarah, why is healthy eating so important?
Well, eating a balanced diet is essential for maintaining overall health. It helps with everything from boosting your immune system to improving your mental health.
That makes sense. What's a common mistake people make when trying to eat healthily?
Think one of the biggest mistakes is cutting out entire food groups like carbohydrates or fats. People often think they need to avoid these to stay healthy, but the truth is, your body needs them. It's about balance and portion control.
What would you recommend for someone just starting to change their eating habits?
Start small, make 1 or 2 changes at a time, like adding more vegetables to your meals or drinking more water. Once those become a habit, you can add more healthy habits gradually.
That's great advice. How can people stay motivated to stick with their healthy eating plan?
Set realistic goals and allow yourself to indulge occasionally. It's important not to be too strict because that's when people often give up. Interview 3.
Good morning and welcome to Career Talk. Today, we're speaking with David, a freelance photographer who has built a successful career over the past 10 years. David, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, David, what inspired you to pursue photography as a career?
I've always been passionate about capturing moments, and photography allows me to do that. It started as a hobby when I was a teenager, and over time, I realized I could turn it into a full-time job.
That's inspiring. What are some challenges you've faced as a freelancer?
One of the biggest challenges is finding consistent work. When you're freelancing, you don't have the stability of a regular paycheck, so you have to constantly look for new clients.
That sounds tough. How do you manage to stay motivated?
It's all about loving what you do. When you're passionate about your work, it's easier to keep going, even when things are difficult. Also, I've learned the importance of networking and building strong relationships with clients.
Absolutely. What advice would you give to someone considering a freelance career?
Be prepared for ups and downs, but don't be afraid to take the plunge. If you're dedicated and willing to work hard, freelancing can be very rewarding.